Previously in Dragon's Maw. Powderkeg and Zenkarn ran off ahead of the rest of the group, with Chica barely able to keep up. They ran across a mountain cave where they thought they saw the executive himself working with some famine raiders, but it instead turned out to simply be Famine himself, the leader of the gang. As they left and attempted to sneak off without notice, Famine took a loose hold of Powderkeg's mind to stall and intimidate him, giving him a vision where they spoke face to face. Powderkeg broke free, and the three of them finally returned to the rest of the party. The encounter seemed to have given Powderkeg some perspective, that working with raiders like Tibbs would be better than facing the executive and all his minions alone. With Craggy still gnawing on ponies, Dr. Tibbs reached out to a famine gang beastmaster called Tough Love. In exchange for some rage, Tough Love explained that crocodiles have an instinctual need to hunt and prove themselves as they enter adulthood, which was early for Craggy, but the separation from his birth family seemed to have affected his development. The party traveled west to a quarry populated by red scorpions and set the stage for Craggy to chew some of the critters to a pulp. Javolt tried to activate and salvage a crane, but the rusty thing cracked and the boom crashed down into the basin. This alerted some hellhounds, mutated diamond dogs with a powerful energy weapon arsenal. Despite some of the party wanting to take on the challenge, Powderkeg insisted that they get away from the hellhound with what looked to be a rocket hammer. Firelight threw up a smoke screen to help them get far away quickly. Craggy was satisfied, so the party decided to make their way to Skyfall, but as they did so, Powderkeg asked Tibbs to send another letter, this one to Pestilence himself, saying that the Mawlers wanted to talk, particularly about the executive and famine. They kept traveling as they waited for a reply. As they'd heard, Skyfall was being harassed by raiders, taunting the guards from outside the walls, but as soon as the Mawlers showed up in plain sight, the raiders immediately scattered. Tibbs tried to rally the ones from the Pestilence gang, and while they definitely heard him, they did not heed him. This mystery puzzled the team as they entered Skyfall, at which point a letter appeared in front of Tibbs. Dragon Mawlers. Will contact you soon. Pestilence. And this is where we left off, with the party just entering the city. The guards kind of check you over to make sure you're all right, and then they make sure no one's watching, and then they let you through to the inside. As you walk through the town's makeshift town's hallways, passing by all these citizens, you kind of get a mixed reaction from the locals. Some looking actually pretty pleased to see you, some kind of rolling their eyes or looking at you with disdain, but overall more positive than negative.
Yay, we're not totally hated.
Thank goodness for that.
Okay, so Blinky's first.
Yeah, we should go see Blinky.
Agreed.
Alright.
Yeah, let's go see Blinky. I was gonna suggest that, but...
Well, Firelight, didn't you have, that patient you needed to check on, or...?
Well, we gave Blinky the information to cure them, so I figured...
Right. That's right. My bad.
We'll go there after we've made sure Blinky's okay. I mean, not that there's any reason she wouldn't be. I'm not paranoid. I don't know what you're talking about.
As you're discussing your first order of business, the two-way radio in your inventory kind of sparks up, saying, Mawlers, and it's Lilypad's voice.
Oh, hi Lilypad. What's up?
Hello. We wanted to give you our report about the Gold Rush operation.
Yeah, did you manage to find out what's going on with Hammer and Nail?
So, it turns out that your suspicions were right. Hammer was, in fact, taking caps from the executive in exchange for information and the occasional task, as well as hiring a few of Mystery's agents as, construction workers.
Lots of them looked crestfallen than at the others.
So, what did you do?
Well, you hear laughter from somewhere nearby, but not from Lilypad. Sounds like it might be Stalker. And Lilypad just sighs and says, well, we were going to try something a bit more subtle, but we ended up taking out the fake construction workers and arresting Hammer for a little while while we figure out exactly what we're doing with them.
Okay,
Maybe
so
just exile him.
I'll say you kill him.
Yeah, that suggestion has come up. Thank you, Powderkeg.
We'll leave it to your discretion, Lilypad. This is your mission.
Fair enough. Thank you.
You should probably check with the mayor and get their input if you haven't already.
Yeah, that's Excalibur and 10 Paces' job right now. So there's a... So Nail's being put in charge of the construction efforts. Hammer was basically using the caps to, give himself a more extravagant lifestyle. Nail was trying to do what he could to, use the caps he could get to improve the town, so...
And is Nail okay? Is he in the clear?
Nail's in the clear. Nail kind of knew what was going on, but he didn't really want to challenge it so long as the, people around here were benefiting, so we kind of had to step in on that, but he's I don't think he's as corruptible as Hammer was, not nearly.
That's good. I think we kind of had a good feeling about Nail. He's pretty hardworking.
Right. But yes, there was another thing.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's a long shot, but and you hear more laughter on the other side. It's like you hear Stalker's voice. It's like it ain't a long shot. This could be the most lucrative trip we have all year. And Lilypad just sighs and says, "We think that we might have a lead on the source of the executive's seemingly limitless wealth."
Wow, really? What is it?
Well, by looking at the caps, we think he either has access to a very thorough counterfeiting operation or an actual bottle cap press.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
Okay.
Nice.
That sounds like something to take care of.
And
figured he'd have something like that.
Hammer, in his plea for mercy, suggests that he knows where it actually is.
Well, make sure it's not a trap.
Well, yeah, we're currently debating that. Soccer is all for it, and I'm...
skeptical?
Reasonably skeptical, yes, but it would be one answer to a number of questions we've had about the executive, and if it's true, and we can get in there and stop the operation, then we can cut off the executive's cash flow. So, we're kind of discussing things.
Why don't you have him lead you there?
And
then if when he's there, if shit goes bad.
That's actually, yeah, if he's trying to pull some kind of double cross, that would, yeah, I think we'll take that under advisement.
Hey, Powder Keg, if this is real, how guarded is Mr. E likely to have this place?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's got another fat mare with him.
Subtle, then.
Not subtle at all.
That was sarcasm.
Whoosh.
Okay. Good to know, Powder Keg. We'll
So, Lily?
tread lightly. Yes?
The fake contractors, were they just in Gold Rush? They didn't get set anywhere else, did they? Like down here?
No, those were... It was just basically employees for Hammer, but also,
Okay.
Spies to give the executive intel in this part of the mall.
Okay. Thanks very much, Lily.
You're welcome.
Is there anything
Question
anything
before you
else?
go,
Yeah?
if I may. Have you had anything more? Has there been any changes to the Gold Rush Raider treaty stuff?
Not that I know of. I could talk to Scarlet Shaw again, but he seemed to think that it was just business as usual right now.
Oh.
It is.
Well, that's okay.
They're still demanding a lot of food, but Scarlet Shaw's done some amazing work keeping both the town and the famine gang satisfied.
You might want to warn them before you head off that famine is fairly close-knit with the executive, so they should probably be prepared, just in case things go down.
How do you think they should... we'll figure something out. I'll run it by them.
Well, warned is forearmed or whatever.
I don't think they're really prepared to do anything if famine decides to renege, but...
No, I know. I just don't want them taken by surprise like some ponies are.
Just
I understand.
leave whatever you can run with by the door, I guess.
Yeah.
If nothing else, they can try making a run for Flametongue, I guess. But that would be leaving a lot of resources behind, along with, the blessed earth that Scarlet Shell's put together with that powder you gave them.
Hey, we're hoping it won't come to that.
Well,
land can be reconquered. The lives are much more difficult to bring back.
indeed. Alright. We'll update you when, our next task is complete.
Sure.
So far this is working alright. I wouldn't say it's been without its, I'll say rockiness, and you hear another
Stalker?
chuckle from outside. Well, not just Stalker, but, well, anyway. So far, we're making progress.
Say hi to Short Circuit for me.
Of course.
Thank you.
Lily pad out.
Bye.
Cheers.
And the, radio falls silent.
He was definitely a good choice for leader.
Oh yeah.
They seem to be doing pretty well, getting along decently.
Wow. They haven't killed each other yet, so taking that as a good sign.
I didn't know that was that might be a problem.
Well,
It's a
you
bunch
see the
of-
way our group has worked together?
Well, we used to
Yeah.
work together great.
Aurelia just
Define great.
laughs and says, "Yeah, this group has not done perfectly well in your absence, Firelight. Powder Keg,
Did we mention we're glad to have you back?
You go away for a little
Indeed,
while.
I need some help talking some sense into certain individuals.
Oh, shut it, Javolt.
I didn't say you were certain individuals.
Why don't you
Yeah.
get your own sanity before you start trying to talk sense into everyone else?
Let's get
Well,
this
figure
mayor.
it's sort of a cumulative thing. If I help everyone else get more sane, I become more sane by interacting with their sanity.
Guys,
So wait. Okay, wait.
places her hooves on Powder Keg's shoulders. Let's get this stallion to his girlfriend, shall we?
Yeah. And
I
Powder.
think it's mare friend, actually. Or what? It's
Don't
not
argue
species.
semantics with me.
Let's just go.
Powder Keg is just looking red at this point. A mix of anger and blush.
alright.
I'd heard that the usual term was very special some pony.
No, that was the... Well,
Okay,
that
Aurelia
was-
throws up her hands like,
Why
"Are we
don't you
really
just
arguing
shut
about
it and
this?
we'll
Are we
go?"
really doing this?"
Yes, we are.
No!
No.
No, we're not.
We're walking.
Lots of-
God damn it.
Flotsam tugs
Yeah, stop
Firelight.
walking.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all walking and arguing at the same time.
Alright, at this point,
Oh.
yes, you argue your way all the way down to Blinky's store.
It's how people know we're coming.
We argue
you
about
definitely
grammar.
draw some looks as the semantics of mare friend versus girlfriend versus special summony ring out throughout the town, and a couple ponies that are just like, nodding knowingly, like, "Yep, Dragon Mawlers are back in town."
Oh hey, the increased amount of stupid in the air has signaled their presence.
God.
Okay, so you finally make your way into Blinky's store. The argument having run its course and become just frustration, and
Blinky, do you have a dictionary?
Powder Keg will push Javolt's head down and say, "Ignore him, he's carrying on an argument that doesn't need it. How are you, Blinky?"
It wasn't an argument, it was a clarification.
I put my hoof over his mouth.
Okay, hang on. Powder, quit picking on Javolt. Javolt, quit annoying Powder.
What? For like the next 10 minutes?
I raise a hoof. Can I buy a drink while we're here?
Blinky nods and says, "Yes, I'm fine, thank you." You also notice immediately that Mayor Chase is in the shop.
Ah! Flotsam hides. We're not here!
He doesn't look particularly angry to see you. In fact, he's just kind of neutral and says,
Flotsam,
I heard you were back in town, so I figured I'd meet you here. Thought this
you
would be the first.
wanted
News travels fast, huh?
to see us?
Well,
Why?
the guard saw you from the outer deck, so. Yes. Well, I'm guessing you saw all the raiders outside, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
all ran away. What's up with that?
I don't know, but they'll probably be back before too long. Back to
Wonderful.
just bug us. Okay. So, can I assume that you're here to help with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been able to count on you guys for help
Yes,
before.
Yes, we are here to handle the situation.
Did anyone else hear those quotation marks?
I didn't know ponies could use quotation marks.
Excuse.
They're
Chase is a griffin.
Chase just shakes his head, ignoring the comment, and says, "Okay, so yeah, basically the raiders right now are just they have that routine where they just harass us from the outer walls, not really attacking, but definitely making sure they we know they're a threat. But they get a couple of reinforcements every day, so everyone's worried that they might be planning for an assault real soon. And because guns don't really work here in the Maw, all we have are just spells and insults. Not really enough to trade on.
Well, they can be more useful than you think if you apply them correctly.
I'm sorry for trying to get off topic, but I have a patient I need to ask about.
Oh yes, yeah. Blinky nods and says, we got the message. Trigger is taking care of the patient, how you described.
Okay, good. I guess I'll go and see them and stuff as soon as we're done here. Thank you. So, Chase, as you were saying.
Right. He says, I'm not sure how exactly, what's the best way to handle this. There's at least a couple dozen raiders out there now, maybe more since we last checked. But, I'm thinking, and he points a talon at Aurelia. You! Aurelia just kind of looks behind her and then says, me? Yes, because you're a dragoness, you can use guns, right? Aurelia just shrugs. Yeah, I can do that. I've got a plasma caster in the pack here.
It's technically not just because she's a dragoness, but
It's because she's immune to the curses because of the magic she was infused with when she was an egg. Yeah, I like the way you're thinking, Chase. Where are you going with this?
You any good with that plasma caster? Aurelia,
Well, she is.
I like to think so.
Let me
She's
guess.
still
you
getting
want to
better,
snipe
yeah.
the walls.
Thoughts?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, just if you could just get up to the wall and I don't know, pick off whatever raiders you can hit.
Yes. You are aware there are dragon hybrids running around.
Not really.
There are
Ah.
dragon hybrids running
What?
around. Some of them work for the executive, and they can also use guns.
I face her
What is
really
relevance?
hard.
What? Zenkarn, it's true.
Yeah, I know, but do you really want to scare everyone like that?
Well,
We won't
technically,
scare
they
all
are.
of Skyfall, but it's fair enough to tell Chase. He's the mayor.
Yeah, I guess.
Good to know, I guess. He just kind of slumps.
To be completely fair, not all of them work for the executive. There's some sort of religious schism going on right now, which actually makes...
Well, can we focus on the problem at hand here?
You mean the raiders?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
Yep.
just... Well,
Aurelia, would you...
Powder Keg over here took care of war, so...
Yes, we heard. Good job.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one bragging about it.
Hey, actually, that's a point, sort of slightly off topic, but also not, because it does concern raiders.
Look, just can I just borrow Aurelia to snipe some raiders and maybe scare them off a bit? That would do a lot to
Aurelia?
that would do a lot to make homie
Well, I
feel
think if
better here.
Aurelia's okay with it.
What do you think, Rowley?
Aurelia just kind of shrugs and says, "Sure, I can do that. Just show me the way, I guess."
Go get him.
Chase nods and says, "We'll do that once we're done here." All right, what was your question?
Oh, I was gonna ask, how much do you know about the sort of raider hierarchy, if you've been around in the mall for a while?
He just kind of scratches his head and thinks, well, there's the four horses themselves. They're just kind of more of a pantheon. I think they just kind of wander around giving advice. It's really, the Raiders are more of a shared lifestyle than really an organization.
Well, my question was more, if someone like, famine or war dies, like, did they get a new one, or?
I don't know. The entire time I've been here, it hasn't happened before.
Okay. Just check.
The 4 horses have been a constant for everybody here since as far back as, anybody can remember.
Wait, how old are these guys?
Well, I guess Hokey Pokey might know a thing or two more, but...
Flotsam's face lights up.
I don't know if you... No, well...
Who's Hokey Pokey?
I don't know if he was here during, in the Maw that long ago. I don't think there was really a settlement here that long ago.
Oh.
See, Hokey Pokey's been here longer than I have, but I don't think even he knows.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just sort of wondering.
Could be that they're here and always been. Looking at how death and war operated, don't really think either of them can really die of old age real easy. I'm sure the other 2 have some tricks up their sleeves too.
Wait. Question. Who's Hokey Pokey?
Oh, Old Pony and Hokey Pokey. This is one of the ponies in town. You've probably seen a couple of times here or there, Firelight. He basically works as the town sort of ship's janitor, and he's got a lot of stories to tell about the origins of the ship. The Skyfall originally being an enclave ship called the GES New Dawn.
Oh.
This pony was how the party got most of their information while they were investigating, restoring the mainframe, getting Skyfall's repairs back on track. And that's, so you probably haven't spoken with him much, but he is a citizen in town, fairly well known.
He gave us some pretty valuable information that helped us to, well, you know what happened when we tried to reboot the ship. That was a fun day. Flotsam goes and hides behind Zenkarn.
Yeah.
I pat Flotsam.
The town nearly blowing up and all, yeah.
Tempered Steel is going to look at Zenkarn, then he's going to look at Dr. Tibbs, and then he's going to look back at Zenkarn.
Can I help?
What's the... Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of... I would imagine that Dr. Tibbs might have information of that sort as well.
About what?
Well, I don't know. If it's never happened before. Hey, Tibbs. Dan, are you there? Or you died again?
I'm here. What?
Sorry, just checking. Any of the raider bosses, know anything about sort of what happens if one of them gets disposed?
You mean killed? You really don't need to use that sort of...
well, no, I don't always mean killed. What happens if one of them just gets, banished or whatever?
As far as I can tell, wouldn't be able to tell you. It's never happened.
Oh. Fair enough, then.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the kind of thing they've really planned for. Or maybe they do. It's just no one in the gang really knows.
Wow.
So, yes, you accomplished quite a first.
Powder Keg is now unforeseen circumstances.
When isn't Powder Keg unforeseen circumstances?
When have I not?
Anyway, Chase, so... I don't know, do whatever you have to do as long as it doesn't involve blowing the whole city up, but just find a way to deal with these raiders, alright?
Yes, sir. Flotsam salutes.
Yep.
We'll try
can do.
We'll try not to blow any of the city up if we can help it.
That would be nice, too. Alright. Aurelia, let's go.
Good luck, Aurelia.
Mock salutes and
Tempered Skill will get...
just kind of stiffly marches after him, and then Chase just looks back and says,
Tempered
don't do
Skill
that.
will give her 2 thumbs up.
Alright, and then they're off. And it's just
To the bar.
Blinky puts a little glass of something alcoholic in front of you and says, on the house.
Thank you.
Jeez, you're pretty quick to the bar.
He's developed a habit
I've got
while
this.
you're away.
I've got to... Well, really my plan is this and then hit the library.
Wonderful.
Golden Dreams actually sits next to you and says, speaking of Zenkarn, if you're going to be heading to the library, would you mind doing me a favor?
Oh, yeah, sure. Need something?
Yes. She kind of looks at Blinky, just kind of nervously, and then back at you, more quiet tone, says, there's a sort of collection of books at the library that I accidentally left there. Could you maybe see about that I left with the original owners?
Oh, you mean the books you were telling me about before?
Yeah, those. Yeah. Just
Yeah, I can get those. I don't remember where they are, but I can get them.
well, they were hidden. She looks back at Blinky again. She says, under some of the floorboards, but I think they might have searched the library after the whole incident, so I don't know, just see if you can find it.
Will do.
Okay. And Golden Dream just looks at Blinky and says, give me one of those too. And Blinky pours out a drink.
What books are you talking about?
Oh, just some magic stuff. Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh. Well,
Alright,
if you'll excuse me then, I need to go check on a patient.
All right.
Powder Keg will just walk up and sit at the bar next to Blinky.
How strong is that alcohol?
Not terribly, actually. It's pretty light.
Oh, I'll pay for Golden's if that one's not free.
Blinky considers it and says, nah, one round for anyone who wants it.
Flotsam pops up behind the bar and goes
No.
and
Except
looks
you.
very hopeful.
Except you,
Dang it.
Flotsam.
I think I'll
Wait,
skip
wait.
it for now.
Very well.
Can I have a sarsaparilla?
Yes, I think I've got some. She
Last time I
hopes so.
drank alcohol, oh my, I'm actually remembering this. Oh
Yes.
my,
Are you gonna tell
I
us?
should
or-
probably not drink alcohol.
I think that's a good idea for everybody.
Yep. Absolutely,
You and me
100% agreed.
Although, I mean,
Nope.
Alcohol's
Don't
probably
even
a bad
second
idea.
guess it.
Blinky hoofs over the sarsaparilla, and then looks to Powder Keg. So, how was your trip?
Terrible.
Well, I think you succeeded in what you initially set out to do.
Okay, Javolt is
Sorta.
going to try to subtly,
Yeah, sure, Javolt and Subtle, but go ahead.
Javolt is going to try to subtly clue Powder Keg in stamps.
Roll stealth.
Oh
How much
god,
is-
no.
Nat 1 screams it at the top of his lungs.
Why? Powder!
All right, let me see. That's my stealth. Let me see what I roll. I roll 10, which isn't a natural 1, but it is pretty low.
You whisper at that particular decibel level that's not particularly whispering at all.
Those sort of stage whispers.
Stamps! Something like that. And Blinky just kind of just looks to Jolt and then looks to you.
And then I sort of cough, hack, stamps of beats. And I start doing a jig, and I jig right out of the bar.
I'm pretty sure I don't have any stamps because we only went to places we had already been on this trip.
Subtle as a bag of drowning cats.
Yep. I finished my drink and I looked at Golden and I'm like,
Alright.
yep, I'll go pick up that stuff for you and I'll head out too.
Wait, you're going to
Ignoring
the library?
Javolt,
Can I come
yeah,
with you?
we did what we went to do initially. But, well, there was some rocky stuff. See, Tibbs isn't exactly a very honest pony. Now are you, Tibbs?
Flotsam, I think it's alright if you go with Zenkarn
Oh, yeah.
to the
yeah,
library,
But
Yeah,
thank you,
absolutely.
yes.
and you two can leave.
Tempered Skill's gonna go with them as well.
Alright.
I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait for a moment and stuff to make sure that Powder and Tibbs aren't gonna start a fight. I'm just gonna linger for a little while drinking my sarsaparilla.
Blinky looks to Tibbs and says, "Is that right?"
It's correct. Big surprise. I'm no more honest than any pony in this wasteland.
No, you're a hell of a lot worse.
You just go on, think of that, mate.
Blinky looks to Powder Keg and says, "What'd he do?"
Oh, he was spying on us for pestilence.
Ah, is that all?
Lovely.
Well, I mean, he's also scum.
Powder Keg. Blinky puts her hoof on yours on the bar.
Oh,
She looks
no.
into your eyes
Oh.
and says, "All of us are scum."
Oh,
Powder Keg's just gonna nod and go. You got a point, but some of us sink to the bottom.
Hard not
Well-
Dude, where's your sense of romance? You should say, honey, you're not scum.
No, Powderkeg's already chosen his response.
Are you expecting anything other than realism from Powder?
Well, to be realistic, at least when you hit bottom, the only place you can go is up.
And he's also expecting to kill every raider someday.
Well, I mean, that's Powder's one fantasy. Total revenge fantasy.
And he's expecting that one day he'll be able to talk sense into Javolt.
No, he doesn't. He does not expect that.
That's hardly even a fever dream.
He just
I
hopes
think-
and prays that one day he won't have to deal with Javolt's shit.
Yeah, I think talking sense to Javolt is beyond anybody's.
All right. We're getting a little harsh. Let's
All
tone
right.
it back a bit.
But, point is,
Powderkeg,
what?
breathe in, breathe out.
Point is, he joined us under false pretenses, was really dodgy about answering any questions, and I'm still not even sure we should even have him around. I don't trust him within an inch.
She looks to Tibbs, who's still sitting a good, not terribly far away on the bar. How about you?
How about me what?
Well, you're obviously still with the group. What are you doing here?
Not really sure anymore.
He's sticking around because we're just a barrel of fun.
True enough. Never lied about that.
Still think it's fun, huh?
It kind of is.
Tibbs is going to smile and say, Blinky, Powder's looking real tense. Why don't you two go upstairs and I'll run the store for you for a little while.
Blinky just... Blinky gives you a very... Her expression doesn't change, but she just kind of stares more directly at you than usual.
Powder, without even looking, is just gonna say, "Yeah, don't say shit."
Well, look, I'd be more than happy to do it myself, but you're already in a committed relationship, so I feel it'd be a little improper of you,
Tibbs?
wouldn't it?
Either one of us could kick your flank from here to Ponyville. So you better get your ass in gear and leave.
Blinky actually smiles a little bit. Just ever so slightly.
Wow, wait, is that the first time we've seen you smile?
Not quite, but...
Yeah, there's been a few occasions where she smiled before.
You know what, Tibbs, I think you have a point. Why don't you come with me to the hospital? We'll leave these two alone.
Oh, but who'll watch the store then? Nah, I'm just kidding.
I can just take my lunch break.
Well, then I suppose I will take his direction. Have fun, Powder Keg. You deserve it.
Powder
And
Cake
that'll-
is going to, as Tibbs walks out, Powder Cake's just going to tap him lightly on the shoulder before he leaves. Does Tibbs turn around?
You know what's coming, Tibbs.
I'm gonna buck Powder Keg in the face.
No, you're not. First of all, Powder Keg isn't behind you. As in, he tapped you on the shoulder, which would mean he would have to be beside
Yeah,
you.
beside you. Yeah, so no, you don't. You don't quite do that.
Okay. I'm fully aware of what's gonna happen, so I'm gonna roll a dodge.
No, actually. You actually dodge out of the way and no punch even comes.
Okay.
You just flinch.
I'm so glad I stayed.
He just leans in and whispers into your ear. Do anything that makes Blinky uncomfortable or angry again, and nothing in this world will stop me from ending you. You got that?
Tibbs is gonna smile and say, alright. But, here's the thing, buddy. She seemed to like what I said, so if you ain't careful, maybe I'll just steal her out from under you.
Oh shit. Okay, Tibbs, we're gonna go.
Oh,
Firelight will kind of drag Tibbs along and stuff as they walk out.
Wow. Shots fired.
This is why we love you.
Bombs,
I think Javolt's
bombs
been
detonated.
outside this whole while. Can I say that?
What? No, What do you say?
That Javolt has been outside the bar this whole while.
After you did your jig? Yeah. You could just say he just stood awkwardly there for the last 5 minutes.
Default sort of sticks his head in, coughs a bit, and says, never mind, I'm probably not the best one for this sort of advice. And he walks off.
Powder Keg is just gonna stand there. He's gonna shake his head, pull out a package of C4, and write
Powder.
Tibbs on it.
Powder, says Blinky. I just thought it was funny.
That's not the point. You need to learn some manners.
You, Powder Keg, you need to learn to laugh at yourself.
Maybe. Maybe I'll laugh at a joke when the one telling it's laughing with me, not at me.
Come on.
I swear I still want to kill that son of a bitch.
She comes out from around the bar and... Alright, Chica actually excuses herself to leave as well. Well, Golden Dream, but... Blinky just walks up to Powder Keg and says, just forget them for a little bit. Get your mind off them.
It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Powder Keg. Alright.
I've been thinking Oh.
I was going to use that as a scene transition, but sure, we can keep on doing this.
I've been thinking recently about what you said, what you asked me.
What did I say?
I'd be willing to stop.
When did I say that?
Last time we were here.
Alright. Yeah.
As soon as Mr. E's dead, I'm done. Doesn't matter anymore. I don't want to die out there.
She actually gives you a very, honest to goodness, full-on smile.
Ah.
Not like hugely beaming or anything, just this very normal, very, very honest smile.
Alright.
She gives you a little peck on the lips.
Powder Keg will kiss back.
Right.
Full makeout. And now transition.
Now we transition, okay.
See, I started that whole thing as a joke, but...
Closed for lunch sign never goes up. Awkward customers enter.
No. Blinky, make sure all that's taken care of.
We will never describe what actually happens after that in this scene. Only hint.
Yeah.
It was very romantic and very off-screen.
Very romantic.
No, I think Paddy just went and salvaged his guitar and started playing it to her.
I can see that happening.
Baby, I love... at least the Phillies' mine's not going directly into the gutter.
Well, someone has
Lotson's
to not.
isn't. Mine would. What?
Okay. I guess Firelight and Tibbs first.
Okay.
Yes, so.
What are you up to in the med bay? Med bay.
The med play.
The med bay there.
Checking up on any of the patients and stuff that are still there, and trying to find Trigger.
You can find Trigger pretty easily. He's pretty hard at work, just checking up on everyone, basically doing his rounds. And he looks up at you and says, "Oh, Firelight. Oh, it's good to see you. How are you?"
Hey.
I heard you're back up with the rest of the Dragon Mawlers now.
Well, for now at least. Depends on how well the hospital's doing and stuff.
Well, we're doing okay so far. I'm doing the treatment as the letter prescribed. His condition's staying stable right now. I don't know. I can't really tell from here if he'll make a full recovery, but he's doing fine.
Okay.
He hasn't gotten any worse in the last few hours, and that's better than how we were before.
All right. Well, I guess I'll give him a check and everything.
All right.
Well, just a quick question. How many patients do we actually have in the med bay at the moment?
Right now you've got 3. You've got your quarantine poison patient. You've got a pony with a sprained leg, and one who's being treated for a concussion, actually. But
okay.
Those are your 3.
All right. Then I guess I'll just double check all the patients and stuff as well.
All right. Just roll me a heal check.
Okay. All right. 23.
All right. You go make your rounds, checking up on all the patients. doing a bit more of a thorough examination than Trigger was capable of at this point today, catching a few things that he missed. Looks like everyone's doing fine. No one's in danger of going into any, critical condition or their conditions worsening.
Okay.
So yeah, it's actually, not great, but code green for now.
Okay, that's good. Well, it seems like you have everything here at least working well.
Yeah, I've been doing everything I can to pick up what I can from you. This is honestly much better opportunity than anything I've had in years, so I want to make sure I do my best.
Well, you seem to be doing fine so far.
Okay, good. I was, you'll recall, I was worried when you left. I was like, I didn't know if I'd be able to do it, but I'm glad to hear you say that.
Well, seeing as how you like, do you think you could handle me being away for a while?
He seems to think about this for a while, and then he says, if you've got something important you need to do, then absolutely. Just make sure you come back.
I will.
Okay.
Oh,
who's this with you?
Oh, this is Tibbs, a fellow doctor.
Oh.
Pleasure to meet you.
Trigger very, shyly shakes her hoof. Nice to meet you. Oh, is this that pony you told me about?
Yeah, the one that stopped by a couple of days ago.
Ah.
And is currently with the group at the moment.
Okay. He looks a little more unsure of you now, Tibbs, but not exactly hostile, just kind of like, really? Okay.
Don't worry. He seems to be okay so far. A little bit rough around the edges.
You two are working together now?
In a way, yeah.
There's a bit of
Well, this has
silence.
been uncomfortable. Well, this has been uncomfortable. Listen, you seem like a sort of a shy pony, not really sure what to do with yourself. How about I give you a way that you can contact Mr. Firelight here, Dr. Firelight here, should you ever find yourself in something of a pickle.
Oh, you can do that?
Well, it'll take a little bit of training, but yeah, I think I can do that.
Oh, yeah, I can. I'd be all right with that. Okay.
Oh, excellent. Firelight, do you have any paper around here?
Trigger actually, reaches into one of the desks nearby and pulls out some paper.
Excellent. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to show you how to whip up a nifty little chemical compound, and you're going to set it on fire.
All right, so basically you teach him how to do your message.
Magic message, yep.
All right. Let's see. I want you to roll a skill check to see how good you can teach him.
Oh goodness. What would this be?
That's a good question. I'd say either mechanics for chemistry or arcana for just magic.
Okay, going to go with arcana. It's a much higher roll. The last thing I need is to fail this. Let's cook. 28.
Let's cook. Okay. Alright. Over the course of about a little more than an hour, you're able to walk Trigger through the chemical mixture and process of sending etiquette. Basically all the little tips and tricks of the trade you've learned with this technique over the many years you've been using it, and you're able to do it fairly well with that 28. He looks like he's grasping this information pretty quickly. He's a quick study.
Well, doing an excellent job there, mate. Better than I did the first time I tried to whip this up, that's for sure.
Oh, this looks really useful. Thank you for teaching me this.
No problem. Just given your temperament, I would hate to see any pony, suffer due to lack of access to a proper doctor.
He kind of blanches a little at that.
Trigger, also, here, why don't you hold on to these and stuff for quite a while? And I'll give him the medical books that I got a while back. I think it was while we were at the Ministry of Arcane Science.
Nice. Trigger takes the books and with kind of delighted look on his face, he looks like he wants to tear into these pretty soon.
Just study up as much as you can. You'll do fine.
I'll do my best.
Being thrown right into the deep end. It's just like old times.
What kind of old times did you go through?
The usual. Having patients thrown at me at 3 a.m. after no sleep. Being informed that should I not figure out the antidote for a certain kind of poison, it would kill me, etc., etc.
Trigger
What,
just
kill you?
looks wide-eyed.
Yeah, be glad I'm a nicer teacher than mine was.
Trigger nods rapidly.
Who the hell was your teacher?
All right. I think we've kind of run that scene out. So, can we go to let's see, Zenkarn and Flotsam and Tempered Steel?
Hold on,
So-
we need to end on Tibbs giving a quip that doesn't really say anything about his teacher while at the same time pretending to answer the question.
Very good at his job.
Okay.
Damn you.
Okay, so Zenkarn, Flotsam, and Tempered Steel, you head over to Skyfall's actually pretty small library.
I'm starting to have misgivings and wondering if I should have left Tibbs and Powder Keg back there together like that.
Well, you can always go back to the bar and, check up on Powder.
Ah,
I'm kind of hoping that Blinky will stop him from doing anything stupid.
Blinky's sensible. She's good for powder.
I can very much agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
Right. Onwards!
you enter the library, and it's like a
It'll
like
be
a-
fine.
It's like a 2 or 3 shelves that make up the main sort of shop area, and there's a wooden table at which Lookout is just kind of sitting, and she notices you incoming and waves at you. Oh, hello! Hey, it's
Lookout!
Zenkarn and Flotsam and Tempered Steel.
This place is tiny.
Yeah, it's a library of sorts.
How are you and Stronghoof settling in?
She looks over to one far corner of the room where Stronghoof is currently napping in a chair. I think we're doing okay.
Hang on, I need to go distribute another hug. She goes to do so. And then comes back.
Okay.
Somehow I'm surprised a place like this has a library that's this small.
Yeah, well, books are rare in the wasteland. Books that haven't been burnt by the bombs or anything like that.
I nod. Oh, yeah.
But it looks like people of Skyfall. I'm told that the people of Skyfall actually pitched in all the books that they had into this. Quick study, and the people who were here before they had a bigger collection of their own. But basically, all the people of Skyfall chipped in and made this sort of a reading room, and it's really, really nice actually to be in charge of this. Skyfall is a really interesting cloud ship and all that, but it's got a library, and that's some real treasure there.
Uh-huh.
But she looks over at Stronghoof. I guess it's not as exciting as we were hoping when we started out as prospectors, but considering how exciting turned out near Gold Rush, I think we're okay with this.
That's good. I'd hate to have pushed you into something you didn't like.
Well, I think at some point we'll want to, I don't know, either move on or find, I don't know, a role more fitting for us. But right now, I think this is exactly what we need.
Sure.
Just a place to be, something important to have, and just peace and security. And we have you to thank for that.
Flotsam gives her a wistful kind of smile.
And of course, our lives. There's that too.
You'd want to thank Zenkarn for that, I think. No, Firelight.
I mean, you can thank me, but yeah, Firelight mostly did the work.
Help! I'm name's not good.
What brings you to Skyfall's library today?
Books.
You're just checking up. Well, yes, books. What about books? What books?
I was wondering, do you have anything on sort of basic biology, specific magics, mental magics or counter spells in particular, and I was looking for something else. World history.
Well, I don't know. I'm still kind of learning I'm still kind of learning the inventory, and it's not really sorted. But you're free to look and see if there's anything like that.
Can do. I wander off into the shelves, or around at least.
Anything else?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Flotsam kind of looks self-consciously at Zenkarn and Tempersteel, and then kind of leans in and kind of whispers to Lookout. This is kind of a long shot, but there isn't any music here, is there?
Lookout frowns and shakes her head.
That's okay. I didn't think so. Thanks anyway.
Although she kind of looks thoughtful. I've always wondered about getting a radio for this place so that we can put on the radio while people are reading here.
That sounds like a great idea.
Because
I thought libraries were supposed to be like quiet places.
Well, I mean, we'd keep the volume low, but
fair enough.
I don't know. There's something kind of odd about being in a small room and reading in complete silence, isn't there?
Yeah, and besides,
Especially
we've got
in
Smack Talk on
a
the radio
public
now.
place.
It's playing everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, we can always see if we can find your radio.
I can just see if I can borrow one from someone else, or it shouldn't be too hard to find.
Cool. I'll bet that would lighten the place up some.
Yeah.
I mean, it's lovely already, of course. But,
Zenkarn, roll perception.
Oh. Okay. Perception is 10. Boom, 23.
Alright. The books around here just have a very sort of weird range to them. They just, various ages and subjects. There's quite a few comic books. There's a book that claims to be on sort of, dragon scripture, ancient dragon legends.
Ooh, yoink.
Yeah, just, there's, textbooks for, writing and, chemistry and stuff like that. And it's just a whole bunch of other stuff, some, biographies of ponies you've never heard of, a collection of, some newspaper articles, stuff like that. It's, really just kind of a random bunch.
So nothing on the subjects I was looking for?
Nothing that looks directly like it's the stuff you're looking for.
I'll definitely take the book on dragons, and I will use my... Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to, I guess it's up to your call, but, I wanted to use that away, and sort of just name books on changelings.
You can specify, Chica's, private collection.
Yeah? Alright then.
Alright. You use that away, you spin around for a bit, the book you picked out nearly flying out of your hooves, but eventually you're pointed towards the back room of the library.
Alright, I'll walk through there.
Lookout just kind of looks after you and say, where are you going?
Oh.
Those are our living quarters now, they're not really part of the library.
Yeah, no, just saw something running here, I'm just checking. Don't worry, I won't touch anything, I promise. I'll be right out.
She thinks about it for a bit and says, Zenkarn, what are you doing, for real?
Did only Zenkarn hear what Chica said about her stuff?
She wasn't exactly being stealthy.
But she wasn't being open about it either,
She wasn't being
really.
open about it either. So, I mean, if you understood that Chica was, a changeling and that, she had a, if you knew about the books, then you would know what she was referring to, but...
Alright, my answer is, look, there's some books I got left here that I'm after, and that were apparently restricted and hidden somewhere in your rooms.
Oh, yes, the guards found a box of books, under the floor, under one of the tiles.
Ooh, yes, those are them. What did they do with them?
They confiscated them, but, we actually requested to get them back, cause, we figured our collection's pretty small and, whatever books we can find. But yeah, they're there in the back room. Haven't figured out how to make space on these shelves.
Do you mind if I just go and peruse?
You said you're after those books? Are you sure you're just going to peruse them?
Well, I was also wondering if I might be able to take them off your hands?
Look out.
Hooves.
Look
I should
out.
say.
Looks to you, then Flotsam and Tempered Steel, and just kind of says, you can trust me. You saved my life. I owe you as much as to hear you out.
Trust me. I do trust you, but
It's
look.
for
The more people who know, yeah. Basically,
it's a secret. It's probably better if we keep for your safety. It's because we care about you that we are not telling you this secret.
Does it have to do with the changeling sweet secret?
can guarantee she's not around anymore.
Look out. When she hears that, just doesn't really say anything for a little while, just kind of digesting that. And in her expression, you can kind of see sort of a slight look of understanding. And she just slowly nods at you and says, "All right, you can have the books."
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
All right.
Is there anything we can do to thank you for that, or?
Not right now, I don't think.
All right.
But yeah, like Flotsam said, we'll see if you can get your radio, just in trade.
Well, the radio won't be all that hard to find.
A good radio.
I don't know, just maybe see if you can leave one, so that I know there's a lot of ponies around here who are curious about changelings. So
maybe. Well, how about
I'll
we
sit down, read through them, and I'll leave you the most factual one.
We'll see, or at least he'll see, or whatever. We'll see what we can do.
I'll run in, grab them, find a nook, and start reading.
All right.
Now would Temper still need to make a roll too if you were going to look for anything?
Perception. What are you looking for?
Well, I'm guessing that all the changeling-related books would be the stuff that was back there, correct?
Yeah.
Would anything that would involve draconic languages be in that dragon book, or?
Yeah, actually, there would. Well, I don't know if it's.
It was draconic scripture.
Yeah.
So.
Well, is that what Zenkarn took?
Yeah, that's what Zenkarn took as well.
All right. So anything else? So would I make a roll for anything else that would involve dragon languages, or?
Well, based on Zenkarn's earlier roll, there's not really anything else like that he saw. And it's unlikely there's anything else like that there either.
I know what must be done. Flotsam would like to take Tempered Steel by the hand, find a source of comic books, and start the education.
All right.
Oh, jeez. There are like 5 different origins for Millisecond.
And they all happened at the same time.
No, I think 2 of them happened at the same time, but one of them was Philly first.
Oh, of course.
Wow. Okay.
Of course, that was the one in which she was a constructed digital entity, but whatever.
Tempered Steel is going to look at the material as Flotsam kind of guides him back there.
These are what then?
These are the Power Ponies. They are the most important comic book in equestrian history, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they are lying through their teeth.
All right. While you're educating Tempered Steel on the golden age of comic books, Zenkarn, you easily find the box of the private collection sitting on the table, and you can just kind of leaf through that. The collection you find there is full. It's all literature about changelings, including what looks like a couple of rather trashy romance novels.
Yoink!
Yes.
The rest are studies.
Did you really do that, Spud?
Studies, collected essays, first-hand accounts, etc. All done by ponies. Basically, all kind of outsiders' perspectives on changelings.
Wow, all the not surprised. Freaking ponies. Which ones look like the most factual ones?
It's really hard to tell without, well, obviously not the novels, but
Really? Oh.
No, you keep the novels.
Oh yeah, no, the novels stay on Zenkarn.
It's really hard to tell without. Well, I mean, the studies in these essays there's a lot of posturing in there. It's hard to tell what is actually true. There's a lot of discussion on structure, and there's a lot of theory without a lot of proof, and it's hard to tell without actually, fact checking against the one changeling you know.
I pop my head out of my little sort of nook, and I'm like, hey, do you have some, like, quills and ink and some paper? I'm gonna write you something that's actually, correct.
Lookout says I don't know. Don't actually have a whole lot of, like, blank paper in here.
I have blank paper.
Oh yeah, you have all of, that's right, you have all of Tibbs's paper.
I have some actual paper that doesn't smell of chemicals as well.
Oh. Alright. So...
She folds it into a paper airplane and flies it over to him.
Gonna need a couple more sheets.
He gets hit by a couple more paper airplanes.
Thank you.
Zenkarn's Real Facts About Changelings by Zenkarn.
1. Ponies are the most racist creatures. Wait, no, hang on, wrong thing.
That's for another essay. Alright, so what exactly are you writing down there?
Okay, so basically I'm just gonna peruse, like, go through all the articles again and just sort of figure out what the, like, judging off Chica, what the most, like, accurate parts of all of them are, because there was at least some accuracy in most of them, I would assume.
Yeah, it seems like these ponies who have righted these things have at least seen one changeling and have, done their best to try and clutch facts, but it looks like changelings in the past were very secretive and elusive.
Fair enough.
And besides, like, stuff about appearance, there's some inaccuracies, there's some accuracies, but anything else about social structure or, or culture or anything like that, it's all guesswork, posturing, lots of references made to, bugs and hives.
We know some of that's true, because she's mentioned bits and pieces of, like, the queens and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But alright.
Basically, there's too much you don't know.
Is it Golden Dream or Golden Radiance that Chica's going by?
Golden Dream is her current alias.
Hey, Zenkarn, if you're writing a new book on changelings, don't you think you could get Golden Dream's input? I mean, I think she's supposed to be highly knowledgeable about changelings.
I face Oof again, and I'm like, that's a fair idea.
I imagine she would provide a great deal of input on the subject.
Yeah, we get it. Thank you.
And I haven't finished telling you about Philosecond's fourth origin story.
I'll leave you here with Flotsam and take this paper. I'll bring the quill and ink back, and after I'm done.
Anyway, so
I'll go find Dream.
Zenkarn, you walk out of the library and you actually find Golden Dream standing like almost immediately outside the door.
I think, could we say Javolt was with her, or no?
Depends on if Golden Dream really feels comfortable alone with you. Which I'm not inclined to immediately say yes. Roll persuasion to see if you could convince her to let you hang around.
Alright, my persuasion...
Javolt just hang around anyway, regardless.
To be fair, yeah. But I want to... If we're gonna try and make this retroactive, I might as well make a retroactive goddamn roll.
Oh, hey, 28. Almost.
You succeed by, for once, being very polite and saying very little.
Oh, gosh. I wanted him to be asking awkward questions about her anatomy. As a scientist.
That would be a natural 1.
That would be a minus 20 to your roll.
No. I mean, all right.
Imagine Chica going, look over there. Javolt looks. He looks back, and suddenly he can just see a shadowy outline of the background behind him. Huh, I did not know changelings could do that.
Alright, so, yeah, you were able to hang around Golden Dream as long as you kept a respectable distance and refrained from any overly awkward questions. But yeah, Zenkarn runs into you two as Golden Dream's just kind of standing nervously, like, almost right outside the door. Oh, Zenkarn, hello.
Hi. Also, hi, Javolt. Yeah, I need your help. And Javolt, there's some science books inside that you might be interested in.
You'd think I'm just going to jump in because there are science books?
They're textbooks.
What field of science?
Not sure.
Chemistry?
Yeah, chemistry.
Physics?
Also, there's a whole bunch of comic stuff. I think Flotsam is trying to, indoctrinate, Tempered.
I'm not indoctrinating, I'm educating.
Sure you are.
Says the filly who says that these are the greatest.
Yeah, Javolt
The
is
most
going to give
important comic
Zenkarn a
game
very,
ever
very
had.
long look. And then he's going to stick a hoof into his chest and he's going to say, whatever questions you ask, keep to the scientific method.
Yes, sir.
And he's going to walk in. I leave her to you. And he's going to
Golden Dream.
immediately start a debate with Flotsam on whether or not the third or the second humdrum was the best.
There are multiple
Really, it was the
drums.
Oh,
What?
God, yeah. Humdrum got replaced every, no, not getting involved in this.
Of course there are multiple humdrums. Have you seen
Well,
how often
obviously,
Robin
the first
dies?
one was the most best, but I'm telling you, the third one was better than the second.
Golden
No.
Dream face hoofs and then face hoofs twice.
Can they do that? Can you face off twice? No,
She actually
and then falls over.
she actually kneels down and double face hoofs. Just
That's commitment.
Did you find the books?
Yep, including all the,
Yes, I know.
ones that look slightly more well-read.
Anyway. So
Anyway, I need your help.
why do you need you found the books, right?
Yes.
So what's the problem?
Well, most of them are about as factual as a bag of dirt. So I was thinking if we sat down, we might be able to write something that's a little bit less crap and probably something a little bit more changeling, pro-changeling.
I just wanted my books, Zenkarn, but
Yeah, well, I've got a project now. Plus, I've got to give them something back. They can't, they're giving me a whole bunch of books, and you know how rare these things are.
Golden Dream thinks about it for a while. Well, if we're going to talk a lot about that, can we at least find a private place? Maybe back at Blinky's?
Yeah, sure.
No, don't go back
I
to
wasn't
Blinky's,
exactly
it's
going to
not
quiz
safe
you
yet.
about this stuff on the street.
Okay.
Definitely take a long detour before you get back to Blinky.
No. Just walk in, or kick down the door and just be like, Powder, we're back!
No. Golden Dream stops him before they walk in and say, maybe we should go around. Another one.
Transfer. So look out. Yeah, so Golden Dream says, yeah, well, let's I'm okay with that as long as we are discreet about it and my name doesn't come up or anything.
I'm not going to name names. Well, I mean, I might name you if I'm talking about, dissecting the corpse, but...
Well, as long as that helps sell my alleged death, then fine, I guess.
It should.
Alright. Okay, let's do this.
Can do. So I guess we start back to Blinkies.
Alright, Lookout says, so you're gonna take the box then?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yes, I will. So I'll dart back in and grab the box before I go.
But, okay, so you'll give something back, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good luck, Zenkarn.
Thanks. See you soon. Keep an eye on this slot, and...
She kind of puts her head on her hoof and just kind of tries not to look annoyed as the argument on Philly's second and humdrum continues.
Look out, back me up here. Humdrum the second was totally the best one, right?
And Tempered Steel is
Lookout's
sitting,
forehead meets the table.
and
I'm
Tempered Steel
sorry
is
about
sitting
my friends.
and Tempered Steel is sitting in the middle between Javolt and Flotsam going, I have no idea what's going on here.
All right.
Well, yeah, we're missing issue 13. That was the critical one.
Oh yeah, the mystical issue 13 that everyone says proves that Humdrum the Third is the best. Well, I've never seen it. I don't think it exists.
I've seen it.
Etc.
I actually...
Oh,
I
how
wrote it.
Convenient.
No, actually, I owned it once before the explosion.
Sure you did.
I'm pretty sure I gave it to someone.
She looks interested. Really? You had someone else in your family who liked comics?
Yes, can I borrow your pip-buck for a second?
She holds out her hoof to him with the pip-buck on it.
All right. Javolt is going to use the pip-buck to try to contact Monitor. Should I roll for that?
Roll mechanics. I'm just going to warn you, it's pretty difficult to...
There it goes. All right. Let me see what my roll is.
Not one. Sorry, wait, not 20, not 20, not 20, not 20.
Oh, so close.
So close. One less than
Oy
a
vey. Hikes. Well, your first obstacle you run into is that even if you could theoretically bounce, grab a radio signal all the way, bouncing off Radio Crackle, then to Slayer Base and all of that, you don't really have a microphone or any sort of text input on this on the pip-buck. It's all just buttons and automated systems. It's not really a communication device. But you're able to kind of navigate hack together a signal that allows you to sort of contact the Slayer Base frequency, all from just I don't know, some kind of techno wizardry. I don't even know.
Oh, I just now realized I could have just used the radio.
Flotsam holds up the radio in her other hoof. This one?
That's the one that contacts Slayer Base, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with yes.
That's the Steel Ranger
Right.
Communicator, yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I will take the radio, I suppose.
And actually,
Okay.
with the radio combined with your 29 on the pip-buck, you can actually basically kind of jury it so that you can use the radio through the connection to Slayer Base on the pip-buck and use that to kind of project your voice like directly into the base.
Hello, testing.
And from the speaker on the radio, it's like, who the hell is Javolt?
So you can hear me.
You recognize that it's Smokey Ward.
Oh,
And
How's your daughter doing?
what? What?
Monitor, how is she doing?
She's the same as you left her. How the hell are you? Why the hell are you on the PA?
Oh, I think Monitor might be able to transfer a digital copy of issue 13 of the Power Ponies Golden Era comic to us. That's all.
What the flying pigs in hell are you talking about?
Through Flotsam Spitbuck here.
What? Get the hell off our signal.
What, I can't even talk to her?
Flotsam just leans over to Tempered Steel. Do you know who Monitor is?
No, I've never heard of Monitor before.
Javolt, did you make a new friend while you were away?
Smokey Ward on the right.
Snickers.
Smokey Ward says, if we figure out how to let her contact you, will you get off our frickin' PA?
Oh, am I on your PA?
Yes! The entire base is listening to
ordinary radio.
Listening to your annoying voice right now.
My voice is not annoying.
Shut up!
Annoying.
It's really loud.
All right then, Flotsam, why don't you talk to him?
We'll figure it out. Just stop calling us.
Hello.
Hi, Flotsam.
Hello.
Get
Sorry
off our
about
radio.
Okay. Javolt, let's shut off the transmission.
What?
Is there a shut off transmission button?
You can
not entirely sure.
You can just turn off the radio and remove
Steel will reach over and switch off the radio.
And remove the dry-rigging from the pip-buck.
Yes.
Javolt, what's this about some pony called Monitor?
Yes, there's an assumption in that sentence that is in fact incorrect.
Somebody called Monitor?
Still an incorrect assumption.
Well,
just say what
generic enough to.
Just
someone called Monitor.
Okay, that's more like it.
Who is she?
She.
That is complicated.
Wait, her.
especially since I'm not entirely sure of the answer myself. I tried talking to
Meanwhile,
Zenkarn about it, but he was not very forthcoming, and then the whole thing with Tibbs happened, and, well...
Meanwhile, Zenkarn and Chica approach the front door to Blinky's place, and Chica holds a hoof in front of Zenkarn and says, "Maybe let's wait a little bit."
Right.
Is there a
Anywhere else
sign
we
on the
head
door
to?
that says
Out
for lunch?
Yeah.
And that means that
That's
Chica
sound
can
better
have
than
her
I
lunch,
do.
right? Yum, yum, yum.
Wow.
Yummy
No?
love.
Hey, someone in the chat already made that joke.
That joke's been made quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Anywhere else we could head?
That's a more private place. Not really. I think you just kind of have to wait.
They could be for, well, actually, no, it's about okay. They could be another, 10 minutes.
Oh!
Obvious joke, but still funny.
I'm sorry.
Ew.
I really am.
Man, get some ice. That is... Ooh.
Oh, come
I'm
on.
gonna
That's
need-
a
I'm
bit
gonna
generous, isn't it, Cuteless?
I'm gonna need the directions to the burn ward.
Oh,
Here I
God,
thought
I'm
I only
sorry.
burn people that bad.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I've brought this stream down enough. I'll leave.
Okay. Okay. So, Javolt, anything else you want to do with the whole monitor conversation, or?
Well, Javolt realizes he's not going to be able to get issue 13 anytime soon, so he pulls up issue 10 of the Silver Age, what was it? Mistress Marvelous books, and he says, "See right here, you see this is the second humdrum. See what he says right here. That is the worst.
Around? How many comic books are you carrying around with you?
These came from the library
Yeah,
shelf.
these were
So
these were in the library.
Although I do carry
I
around
thought
a
you
few
said
with
he
me.
pulled out of his bag.
He does
See-
have a few of the comics, yeah.
Yes. See, I actually have any of you heard of the final production before
Well,
the war? Final Power Ponies comic.
Look, I'm just
Rarer
curious
than
about
silver.
Powder
Not as
Pony.
rare as gold, mind you, but rarer than silver. And he pulls out this one ratty comic.
Look, I'm just hearing about these things for the first time, so no, I've heard next to nothing about any of them.
Javolt, I think we're losing him.
Yes. Some people simply will never understand.
Lookout just groans and says, "Maybe you should have started with the first issue instead of jumping
Which-
right into the multiple cannons."
Which first issue? There were
Yeah, why do these characters have multiple
Just
origin
pick
stories?
one that's good and let him read it, for Pete's sake.
Javolt
Flotsam.
picks... Yeah.
Okay, go on.
You do that.
Flotsam picks up an issue that she recognizes as being a good ensemble piece with a decent villain that happens not to be the maniac, and presents it to Tempered Steel. This is a good one. There's some funny lines, some drama, and some good character stuff.
Tempered Steel will cautiously take the issue off her and start to read it.
Flotsam is going to, at this point, leave well enough alone and go to a different section of the library.
Javolt is going to very carefully put his own personal comic back in his saddlebags and then go looking for the textbooks.
Which you can find pretty easily.
Okay?
Alright. So, at this point we can probably just say some time passes. Firelights and Tibbs are taking care of the stuff in the med bay. After Powder and Blinky are just kind of hanging out. At some point, Chica says, "Alright, we can go back in," and she leads you inside and up to one of the other rooms. Blinky goes back to tending her store. People in the library just keep on reading.
And Powder Keg is mysteriously not to be seen.
No. Powder Keg is looking mysteriously refreshed and happy with himself.
Alright. And, it's like another hour and a half after all this stuff has happened, and there's a sort of knocking on the front of Blinky's shop. And a hooded figure steps through.
Oh, hello.
Wait, is everyone back at the shop now, or?
You can kind of decide that.
Powder Keg is
I
just
think
kind of
after
sitting
an hour
down by
and
the
a half-
bar, but, who are you?
Well, first, let's decide who's actually back at the shop still.
Nah, I'm still upstairs.
I was planning on going to the marketplace and trying to buy a few things.
All right.
I guess the library crew made it back to the shop
Well, if
eventually.
he's fighting, I'm guessing Tempered Steel. He's not reading in depth, but he's glancing through the comics to see if there is anything that, in particular, that catches his interest.
Is there?
Tibbs saw Powder Keg inside and the mood he was in and decided not to make it worse by staying outside of Blinky's shop.
I'm thinking whether anything catches Tempered Steel interest is something I would need to consider.
All right.
Female Minotaur character?
Anyway. So, Tibbs, you actually see this hooded figure walking through the greater halls of the ship and approaching Blinky's shop.
Tibbs isn't going to do anything, he's just going to watch.
And the figure knocks and then opens up the door of the shop, stepping inside. Hello.
Who are you?
Oh, has it been that long? I thought you'd recognize me. He,
What's the color of his hood?
black.
It's death.
Well, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't be so bold as to walk into a town, but, well, there goes that.
I'm not
Doctor,
actually in here, but I've
As
picked
usual.
out one of my more presentable looking proxies.
Mm-hmm. Where you get such a good supply of zombies? I'm sure ZenCon would love to know.
There's always a fresh supply here in the wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
I love that implication that there are always zombies when he gets them.
Well, that's not what I was implying, but...
Pestilence, unfortunately, is preoccupied, so I'm here to answer your message, Powder Keg, which I have to say I was very excited to learn about.
I'm sure you were.
I've been... well, maybe the word language here is a little strong, but I've been hoping for this moment for quite a while.
Alright, well, it's happening.
Alright. Say, is your whole group here? I don't seem to see all of them.
Nope. ZenCon's upstairs. Some of them are off in the library. Tibbs is outside.
Can Flotsam choose this particular moment to open the door and come back in?
Yes, you may.
Convenient.
What?
Flotsam, you remember death.
Hello,
Hello.
Philly.
We've never really formally met before.
No, I
Huh.
seem to recall a Philly who stayed back while the rest engaged more directly in conversation. But
Yeah.
how do you do, Flotsam?
Hi. Mental link. Zenkarn, your favorite necromancer, is here.
Downstairs?
Yeah, he is in Blinky's bar.
Oh, shit. Alright, I'll be right down.
Okay.
I sort of be like, hey, Chica, Dad's downstairs, so I don't know if you want to stay up here, but I've got to go. And I hurry down.
Chica, you leave Chica behind just looking very confused, but eventually she seems to decide that it's probably better that she stay where she is.
Okay, so if Zenkarn comes down, Javolt is going to come up and say, should I continue taking notes, or is this an intimate note-taking session?
Wow. Mood destroyed.
I'm sorry. I just meant, see, I understand that you're making a changeling-authored book on changelings. Did I misinterpret this?
Don't worry about it for just now, Javolt. Mr.
Yeah, he's upstairs when he's asking this, so.
Hi, back.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did he go upstairs while I was going down?
Yeah, you're basically meeting in the middle of the stairs.
Oh, I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't. We should probably deal with what's downstairs first, and we would, the chat was good. It's nice to be able to talk to her one-on-one for a change.
Ah. So I'm assuming, it probably is a bit early to be thinking about that. We don't know about how her culture views.
No, I'm not thinking about, look, downstairs, now. Got better things to be dealing with.
Better than a lady?
There's a master necromancer downstairs, so absolutely, and I just walk downstairs.
Such a fanboy.
Oh,
I
go
am a
back to
scientist, and I know that there's nothing better than a lady. Oh well.
Lies.
Revolt walks downstairs with him. Well, I'll get you trained up later. Indulge yourself for now.
You know, out of character, the fact that, it's kind of a very major kind of sort of villain that may need defending against, that's also might be important.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It also might be a good reason to, drop current note-taking session. And anyway.
So, Death?
Yes.
Are you here because we contacted Pestilence?
Yes, as I was about to say. Hold on, I don't think the whole group's here.
Right.
I put my head around the
Sure.
corner. And Yo,
Fractured
hi.
Tibia. I think you deserve to be part of this discussion as well.
Tibbs will walk in from outside. And the other doctor's out shopping, so I suppose we'll just pass along the message to him later.
I would have preferred to have all of you here, but if he comes along, he comes along. But yes, Philly, I'm here in response to your missive. As I was saying, Pestilence cannot quite be here right now. He's preoccupied, so I'm here to speak in his and my stead to represent both of us, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure you've got no end of questions, and I've got a few of my own. So, why don't we make sure we're all comfortable?
Powder?
All right.
This was kind of your idea. What do you want to ask him?
First question. What are y'all doing about war?
War. Funny thing about war, I
Yeah.
tried to bring him back. It would have been fairly simple as well. Just reach out to his soul, build him a fresh new body, and back on the road with him. But he didn't want to.
You didn't?
No. Apparently
Do you know why?
getting stabbed with stone and then blown up with a brick of C4 was as satisfying a battle as War seemed to think he was ever going to get.
Wow.
You really made an impression on him.
Excellent.
And he really made an impression on the ground.
So
Wonderful.
So War himself will not be coming back, although that was my hope. He was a brother to all of us, really. One of the cornerstones of our group. But no, his second will be taking command of the war group instead. I believe Pony going by the name of Conquest.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Bravo. Of course, if we really wanted to do it, it should have been Pestilence who died.
No,
That's two different places. Pestilence.
Then it would have been correct. But anyway.
Yeah.
But War, Conquest, it works.
But, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it does make very much sense for Conquest to be rising out of the ranks of War.
Yeah. So, that is where we stand. Conquest is getting adjusted to his new duties and station. But he'll be fit to command the war tribe within not more than a day or two, I suppose.
He changing the war paint to a pearly white?
Why would he do that? Red has been War's thing for a while.
Obviously, you didn't read enough on your own references.
Death just kind of gives you a strange look and then says, it's really tried to make it our own thing for a while, but I'd rather not get into that discussion. There are more important matters at hand.
Mm-hmm. Second of all, I need to know just for sure, what's y'all's stance on the executive?
Yes. Alright. So, let's see. How to say this? In a broad sense, all of us, the four of us have only desired to do whatever it takes to pursue and maintain our particular lifestyles as necromancers, medicine ponies, naturists and mercenaries, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
The executive looked at us and saw a great deal of power, as well he should, because we held a great deal of power in the Maw for a while. I've met with the executive precisely twice. Once, it was an offer in exchange for some intel and some strings to pull on the games. He would teach a lot of new advanced magic.
Mm-hmm.
He's turned out to be quite a potent magician, he did. The second time... what was the second time? Oh, yes. The executive was desiring a more permanent partnership, pooling all of our resources together, which we deferred and haven't really closed that matter yet.
Well...
But if you ask... the Four Horses don't have yet to have an official stance. That's what this upcoming conference in Apocalypse is for.
Mm-hmm.
To settle our collective matter once and for all, and also on you. Now, if you were to ask me and my immediate followers, I think that the executive is up to some dangerous ulterior motive and has access to potentially frightening amounts of power that shouldn't be merely played with.
Mm-hmm. Yo, friend, let's see. What I know of the executive, everything he sees is a tool and a resource. Thing is, when he's done with a tool or a resource, he won't leave it around for nobody else to use.
That has been my impression as well. That, and he's definitely tipped his hoof a little bit with how he's handling the raiders he bought off from us.
I've seen the executive several times. Each time he's had a different group following. Never have I seen him have a close second in command. Everyone he uses, he kills eventually.
I would have liked to think that we were harder to kill, but you've made an impression on that. Oh, did you know that they've updated your nickname? You're now War Killer.
Oh.
But anyway. So, if you were to ask me, and I think Pestilence is pretty close to agreeing with me on this, that our best bet is to not let the executive gain any more power.
But your resident comic book villain seems to think that, siding with him's a good idea.
Famine... What gives you the impression that Famine's permanently allied himself with the executive?
He said as much.
The proxy of death looks rather bothered by this.
You did know
Did
that
his little head
Pestilence
mess
talked.
thing.
You did know that Pestilence talked to Powder Keg, right?
Famine.
Damn it, Famine. Ugh.
Was not 100% aware, per se. I suspected, but I wasn't. I was not aware of what conversation took place. That I cannot monitor.
Famine seems rather fond of Mr. E.
Like I said, the executive has access to more powerful magics. With that, Famine, out of all of us, has been, I'd say, learning the most of between all of us.
Seems about right. Both of them seem to really like to play at manipulation.
Yes. Famine loves control. Not of himself, obviously, but of everything else around him. Manipulation, control. Everything just so. And that's been good to make sure that, the gangs are fed and that no pony steps out of line. But then, that is most troubling. He is also due an apocalypse in several days, and if he is the most outspoken advocate of the executive, then we may be in for a long session of apocalypse.
Well...
And there has never been a double cross at these meetings. It has always been an affair of mutual respect and an interest in our common cause.
But you've never had the executive.
This new politics, that's dangerous. I don't fear dying, but there's more than one way to sabotage all the work we've done.
Well, the way I see it, we're in a bit of a sticky situation. We are enemies, no doubt about that.
That was one thing I wished to speak with you about, but go on.
Right now, there's an enemy who's a bigger threat to any of us than either of us are to each other.
No argument.
Now, even if as soon as he lies cold and dead at the ground, we go back to shooting at each other.
I hope not, but go on.
We're gonna need some, and it pains me to say this, form of alliance.
Well, would it make it less painful if I said that it is my hope that maybe we can change from the Four Horses Raider gang to the Four Horses tribes?
Blossom
Perhaps.
sits down her rump, stunned. Really? How can we believe you?
Well, since you've taken a great deal of our ranks out from under our hooves, either running to various towns or out of the maw entirely or into the embrace of the cult or the executive, all that's left of us are our most specialized or most core or most loyal of tribes ponies. The ones who we feel have learned the most from us, we have passed on the most skill and competence. The Four Horses gangs were set up as a means of survival and to, again, ensure that we can maintain our particular lifestyles. And seeing as we have succeeded in creating the basis of what could become a long surviving tribe, maybe we don't need such great force to maintain control, but maybe live in a slightly more harmonious sense. As necromancers, as doctors, as nomads, as mercenaries.
So, no more attacking the towns?
No, nothing. Well, I think we'd be free as a faction to decide if we have enemies or not, should any offend or cross us, but no, we would not seek to oppress. But,
Blossom is just
Interesting
nodding her head.
proposal.
but I should point out that this is mainly my pet idea, and Pestilence is the pony who himself and his group are more agreeable to this idea than I am, but it will take some doing to convince Conquest of this, and something drastic may have to be done to Famine.
Are we talking Raider Killer drastic, or...
Yes, it may come to that. I hope, and you have to understand, Famine is our brother for decades, longer even. I hope that we can have a reasonable discourse about this, but I don't know if Famine is accustomed to the poison that the executive is poison. He may not be able to resist its allure. Whatever power the executive is dealing with, it might be too attractive to Famine.
We need to
Sometimes what looks like gold was really just a trap all along.
Well, that's the problem. That's the other problem.
Learned that firsthand, actually.
The executive. Oh, that's right. You and the Fool's Gold Curse. That was interesting. But anyway. So you see, I hope you see a little bit then our side of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I, in particular, and as far as I can tell, my tribe stands with me on this. We are willing to make a change. Now that this control is no longer feasible to us, we have to seek something more symbiotic.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's not strictly born out of altruism, but it is something I have hoped for a while.
Well, if I can trust you, then I have no problem with that course of action. We'll see as going forward if I can actually trust you on it.
In all the previous times we've met, have I given any of you reason to distrust me in particular?
No, but you have to understand. This is the wasteland, after all. And you lead you're one of the leaders of one of the most notorious groups in it.
I suppose. Understandable, then.
Besides, we need to talk this through with every pony. Firelight's not here right now.
Yes, indeed.
And possibly neither is Tempered Steel. I'm not sure. I'm having trouble keeping track of...
Tempered Steel is still back at the library.
Yes. Firelight and Tempered Steel aren't here.
If I could throw in my 2 cents for a little bit.
Sure.
Powder, there's only one thing in this wasteland you can trust will happen. And I'm pretty sure you know what that is. Death's Gang has never had any reason to lie to any pony.
Dad?
Alright then.
This is going off track a little, but if there's a way to trust you, I think we might need your help with something.
Oh.
I don't know if you'd be able to help, but you being a necromancer and all, she glances over at Zenkarn. You know what the cult's been doing to the hybrids, or rather, to make the hybrids, right?
The zombie-ish proxy just closes his eyes a bit and lets out a bit of breath through his snout and says, yes.
Oh, good. So I'm not the only one it's pissing off then.
It's troubling.
Do you know
That's
any way
sick.
we can save their souls? I mean, you're like the big boss of this gang of necromancers. You've got so much experience in this, right? I thought maybe you might have an idea?
I've done what I can to explore this new soul purgatory. And there's an incredible force keeping that well held together.
Think it's one of the dragons?
Something like that. Something immense, even on that scale.
Because something's using... I mean, it's not just necromancy being used here. There's a whole bunch of reality warping magic running around in this little thing too, so...
Yes, it's...
Well, that doesn't sound like the tech curse or the gunsmith curse. I guess it could be the voodoo curse, but...
Perhaps. But even then, assuming that the 7 dragons here were of either equivalent or at the very least similar power, this outclasses most of them.
Yeah.
Which means we're either looking for a collective of them, or
One very
someone's
large
found...
thing.
It wouldn't be her. That'd be silly.
What, Zenkai?
But in order to free those souls, what would be necessary is to deal with whatever that presence is first. That's that force keeping those souls trapped. Once that's destroyed or dealt with or even distracted, those souls can be freed.
Well, I mean, finding it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I've tried. It's something
Well,
beyond
But in
Well-
the grey?
beyond the realm.
Ah. That's not right. Do you know who's making them? Like, I know the cult is, so... But do you know specifics?
I did, but that particular cultist has been disposed of.
Because
Which
anyone's
cultist?
ever dead in the wasteland.
Well,
You're not
yes.
talking about Graham Cracker, are you?
No, Graham Cracker was a test subject, not the one performing the experiment. Since they moved on to their new project, it's been significantly more difficult to gain reconnaissance. They've grown much more secretive about it, and they've implemented much stronger magical defenses.
So,
We've got to try
really...
and get in there, find out what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's something very big, Zenkarn. I think you get the sense of it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I get it's big, and all I know is I don't like it. This is beyond wrong on so many different levels.
On that, we are absolutely agreed. But for now, that will have to be a long-term goal. We have more pressing things on the mortal coil to deal with.
Alright. So what do you want us to do about famine for now?
We have to respect the ritual of apocalypse. We have to have our discourse, at least make an attempt. I have to try.
Any way we can get in there with you?
Well, easy. I can invite you.
What?
They'd
That just-
stand for that?
Let us walk in there?
If we say so. If a majority of us says so,
Hmm.
I'll let you. Pestilence, I can, if he's not already on board, I can convince him. Conquest most likely respects you, Powderkeg. It takes a warrior of significant skill to bring down war even once, and you brought him down so hard that he decided he'd had enough.
Well, guess I'll be walking straight into a place with more concentrated hatred for me than I've ever been. Sounds fun.
And the idea would be, you would be arbiters.
Arbiters.
Both an outside perspective on the current matter and also there to make sure nothing overly funny goes down.
Just one more question.
Sure.
Will the executive be there?
He will not.
Excellent.
Seems he's at current. Last time I checked, he's more preoccupied with working with the cult right now than with anything else. He should still be either at Red Skull Cathedral or traveling with one of their missionary groups. I do not know.
All right.
Any other questions from anybody else here?
Well, I'm not technically a pony.
I was using the general term, donkey. But yes, any questions
Yes.
from any donkey here as well? Or any minotaur or any zebra?
Yes, I was wondering, what do you know of constructed souls?
This again.
Souls, the spiritual energy is generally immutable. It's hard to, it's almost impossible to create or destroy it. You can move it, trap it, house it, but you can't really create new ones within our methods, as far as I understand. I have to wonder why you're asking this question, but
I could give you an answer, but then you'd want to look into it yourself, and there's a bit of a political issue with that.
trust issues, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I must say you've stoked my curiosity, at the very least. But I do not think it is possible the way you describe it, but magic is an ever-changing field.
Yes, I may have done something by accident, so...
None of us are sure what he's talking about.
I think I might have an idea. I wasn't going to say what it was.
Yes. We'll continue independent research, I suppose.
Well, this has been a very productive conversation, I think.
Is this really weird for anyone else?
Not really.
I do have one question, if you don't mind.
Ask away, Doctor.
What happens if Famine rigidly sticks to his guns as far as this whole siding with Mr. E thing goes?
Well, we've had rigid disagreements in the past, and we've always held to our ritual of just having our cycle of discourse until we can come to at least a compromise. I hope that we can come to a peaceful resolution.
Are we prepared for a not-so-peaceful resolution, though?
That's the idea.
I don't know, you've known him longer, but from the brief glimpse I had, it didn't seem like a peaceful solution.
I have known him quite a long time, and he's always been the most difficult to control.
I've never liked the bastard.
He cut out Smack Talk's tongue.
Perhaps
It sounds to me as though he doesn't really think in terms of anything oriented.
Oriented?
You know, right-oriented or self-oriented.
You mean he's amoral?
It's more than that.
Just what more do you need to know?
Well, there are good amoral people. I mean, just look at, Javolt glances around the room and coughs awkwardly.
No, I'm afraid... I'm sorry I have to tell you this, but you all have a certain level of morality. I'm sorry. It's true.
What? Oh my god.
No, I reject your reality and replace it with my own.
You have values, though, Cuteless. Oh, sorry, Senkarn?
Oh my god, Death can see through the fourth wall.
No, he can't. That was a slip. I wasn't sure if I was in character or not.
Yeah, we know.
But I'm afraid that Famine might be more attracted by still being a gang rather than reverting to be a tribe. And I come to think of it, his gang might still have the most members out of all of us now, at more than any one other tribe.
That's not good.
I hope he hasn't been using his power to directly control his subordinates.
Probably has.
How strong is his mind power? He can defect like you or Pestilence if you tried to, could he?
No, I don't think he could possibly control either of us. He may be getting stronger thanks to the executive, but I've been around for a very long time, and so has pestilence. I suppose Conquest might have some big shoes to fill, but we'll be watching out for him.
It's not a one-on-one fight I'd be worried about.
What would you be worried about?
Just because they've held up to the rules in the past doesn't mean that this time he'd stick with it.
That's really what it's all about. Is famine
But that's
going,
what
is famine
that's what
going
we're coming
to
for.
respect our traditions long enough to come to a peaceful resolution?
Well, that's what we're coming there for, isn't it?
Flotsam produces a stick of dynamite and looks hopeful.
Just promise me you won't jump the gun. I'd prefer it if you were reactionary rather than proactionary.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on, Beth. There isn't even a gun to jump from. They're all broken.
Turn of phrase.
I know.
Don't worry, I'm just prepared. Crazy prepared. You want to see how many bombs I've got? No, wait. That's a secret. She puts it back in her saddlebag.
Sorry.
Is it 5?
You'll never know.
It's 5.
Flotsam, how are you so cute?
While handling very deadly materials.
That just makes her cuter.
Kaboom.
Alright, then.
Although I suppose before you come to Apocalypse, you are obligated to deal with the situation in Skyfall first.
Yeah, all those. Yeah! Do you know why they all ran away like that? I mean,
Because
I
it
heard.
isn't their job to get into a fight.
You know, they probably could have taken us, though. They kind of outnumbered us.
I don't
mean, I
suppose it
hate
ever
to say
occurred
it,
to them. You do have a very tenacious reputation. You did take out an entire outpost in under half an hour?
Mm-hmm.
That was, of course, with careful planning and
Blossom
provocation.
scratches the back of her neck awkwardly. That was pretty underhoof to us.
I don't disagree, but in the long run, those actions have led us here to an outcome I've been hoping for a while, so I'm not too bothered by it.
If I had to guess, they're just out there as a siege of some kind.
Decrease morale in the city, prevent people from getting in or out, etc., etc.
Something like that.
We're gonna have to deal with them. I mean, do they have to be part of our peaceful resolution? Are they on yours?
They're absolutely with the executive. All of our forces have been recalled for the gathering in Apocalypse.
So we're okay to kill them if we have to, then,
Of course.
right?
Frankly, I could go out there and kill them all myself, but that's not what I'm worried about. Their job isn't to pose any real threat to the city, only to make threats. I think they're more of a distraction.
Are they planning something big?
No, I think they're planning something small, in fact.
Oh.
If every pony in the city is looking outward, that'd be the perfect time to execute something inside.
So we gotta start looking for one of the executives, man, pulling some shit.
My thoughts
I need to talk to Silver Wrench. And you know what else? We need to get Firelight to talk to. She glances at Death. Trigger. He might know something. I think Firelight should talk to him.
The former slave boy? Yes, that might be interesting. But yes. I wouldn't advise taking out the surrounding raiders now, otherwise the executive's pony inside the city might realize the jig is up and disappear. I'd rather we catch them and try and understand what their plan was. Of course I say we, I'd rather mean you. I'm not a huge fan of normal detective work. I'm obviously more interested in the arcane.
Of course.
You can use the arcane for normal detective work. It's quite fun, actually.
I suppose raising the dead has its charms, but you understand I raise the dead not just every day, but every hour of every day.
Oh man, I wish I got to do that.
You'll get there.
Yay.
But yes, I will say this though, the second you just send the word that you've found the captive and I'll deal with every single traitorous raider out there. How about that? Should be fun.
Man.
It's been
We
a
could
while.
see you work? Heck yeah.
It's been a while since I've been on a walk. It's been a while since I've walked the earth.
You're not a pony, are you?
I'd like to think I'm not, but I think I probably still am. So, have I made myself clear?
Crystal.
Very good. I'm glad I'm glad to at least have the hope that a partnership could come of this. Well, I think I shall leave you to your work then.
Mm-hmm. Bye for now, Death's proxy.
I'll just...
Nice seeing you again.
Oh, just say Death. I'm here. I may be somewhere else, but I am also here.
Tibbs will bow his head in respect as Death leaves.
Flotsam just stares.
Death looks to Tibbs and says, no need for that. You've done good work, but I think you'll always be family, but I think that your place has never truly been with us.
And that's fine, but I'll stop respecting you when you stop being deserving of respect.
Oh.
So shut up and take it.
Objection withdrawn, and Death walks on, out of the store and out of sight.
Even belligerent about respecting people.
That
He
was
may be an
that was
asshole,
the
but at
most
least he sticks to his guns.
That was the perfect possible response. That was excellently done, Great Din.
I like
Okay.
him. He's fun.
Oh, Tibbs is fun. Powder will forever hate him, but, I mean, you know.
But I think Keyless might have been talking about Death, but
Okay, so we need to find this spy agent person.
And
Should we
I
swap
think we
over
should
to
talk.
Should we swap
I think
over to
we should-
Firelight?
well, to be honest, here's the thing: it's about 15 minutes until session end time. This might have to wait until next week.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I figured as much. By the
Well-
way, in response to that comment, Dally, you said we need to know what Mr. E's end game. We're not gonna know his end game until a lot later. Like, come on, it's
but
that
I
kind
know
of villain.
for a
It's like-
fact, because I listened to the session, I know for a fact that Trigger knows something about the executive. No one else possibly remembers it, but I remember it. So we're going to find that out in character if it kills me.
Well, you can probably
I know.
deal with that now. Firelight, you think you're back from shopping at the market yet?
Yeah, probably.
All right. So after a little while after Death leaves, Firelight comes back into the store, seeing everyone kind of, I imagine, just standing kind of where they were before, just kind of awkward and quiet.
Flotsam is in her box again.
Firelight will actually walk in with some food and everything. So what I miss?
Death?
Oh boy.
Oh, who died?
No. Death.
Oh, damn! I missed him.
Yep.
So
Well, I
did
mean, you missed
Aurelia
his
and
proxy,
Steel.
but oh well.
We haven't
Hmm.
made any decisions without you guys, but when we're all of us together, with Steel and Aurelia as well, we're gonna have to go over what Death talked to us about. But first, Firelight, we really need to talk to your cousin.
About you know who?
Yeah. Do you think he might be up to it?
Maybe now. Yeah,
Yeah?
I'll ask him. We're gonna have
Thank
to head
you.
back to the hospital here soon, anyway.
Can I come with you? I mean, I don't have to come in and talk to Trigger or anything, but there's something I should probably tell you.
It's okay. You can come.
All right.
Tibbs will follow as well.
Powder will
I'll
also
head back
silently
upstairs.
follow.
Goddamn,
Okay,
fair
wait.
enough.
This is not everybody in the room swarm him at once.
Yeah.
Tibbs is just going. I'm not gonna, obviously I'm not saying this in character, but Tibbs is going to watch to see if Trigger's lying about anything.
Oh, okay. Keep that in
Oh,
mind.
fair enough.
Powder's following because anything about Mr. E.
Yes.
So, are you guys actually going to go talk to him? Because if yes, I'll go with you. If not, I'm going upstairs.
Yeah, I think they're actually going to go talk to
Please.
Trigger.
Yeah, we're talking to Trigger.
Then yeah, I'll go with them.
You gonna let Chica know you're leaving?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Chica's just upstairs going, do, 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 do.
All right. So eventually, you guys make your way around to Med Bay. Tempered Steel. Do you think maybe you get back with the group as well?
I think I'm imagining he actually did find some comics that he's enjoying, and he's still reading those.
Okay, that's fine.
That's so
Man,
cute.
Man, I thought I was going to be the one being antisocial and reading all sessions.
Looks like
Not
Tempered
antisocial,
Steel has
he's
discovered
immersed.
comic books. We're going to spend
Yes.
all next session telling him to stop talking about how great the comics are because we already know.
Hey guys, did you know that? Yes, we do.
And Tibbs is just sitting there going, thank God I decided to go with Firelight.
Okay, so, y'all make your way down to the med bay, which with the 5 or so of you becomes actually a little bit cramped as y'all squeeze in. Trigger looks up at you as you guys enter and is like, "Oh, hello. Wow, nice to meet you all, I guess."
Hello.
Hi.
What brings you all down here?
I'm gonna wait outside.
Well, Trigger, they wanted me to ask you something.
Oh, okay, sure. What is it?
Well, it's about a while back.
Oh, you mean...
Yeah, it's about Mr. E, the executive.
Right. He definitely looks extremely uncomfortable about this, but he nods and he says, "Yes, what do you want to know?"
Anything that you can tell us, really.
Okay.
Do you have any idea, like, what his plan might be?
Well, you gotta understand, I've been blind for most of my life. It's only thanks to Firelight that I can see and really coordinate anything right now. He really worked a miracle on me. But, I was the executive's pet, basically. A pet that he would rent out every so often, using magic to change my appearance to suit his contractors.
Right.
Ugh.
And, he would say stuff at me. I would try not to listen, but, I mean, I'd been with, he considered me kind of a favorite, and I'd been with him for a while, and I remember there was this one point where, you know, I'd been with him for a while, and he was starting to sound kind of more like an old pony rather than a middle-aged pony, but then there was one day he sounded like that, and then the next day he sounded a lot more confident and maybe younger.
So, what, he aged down? Or vocally, at least?
Vocally, at least. That was... And when I realized that, I started thinking back, and I don't know, it just seemed to me like he wanted to live forever somehow. Just based on little things he said here and there. Not really anything like outright, but just from what I overheard.
So it sounds like he's been keeping himself younger.
I don't know how or why even, but it did seem like that. I mean,
well,
if there's one thing that seemed obvious is that he's been around the wasteland for a while, even before he got me. But he still doesn't seem to be as old as you think he'd be.
Excellent. Jackass that never dies.
I'm sorry, that's all I have. That's as much as I want to remember.
Flotsam, who's been listening at... Sorry.
No, all I was going to say was, it's okay. If that's all you remember, that's all right.
Flotsam, who's been listening at the door, flies quietly back in and lands next to Trigger. I'm so sorry. Thank you for telling us that.
At first he kind of, twitches away from you as you try and touch him, but then he lets you in.
Would you like a hug?
He nods.
She gives him a hug.
I doubt this is going to be of importance, but I rolled a 34 to see if any of that was a lie.
A 34.
Holy hell!
I have a perk called I Know That Twitch, which gives me a +10 to check for lies.
Give me a minute.
Tibbs knows bullshit when he sees it.
As the fact that Spud is pausing for this is making me nervous.
Everything is lies. Really? No.
Well, presumably he's trying to keep something back because this is hella traumatic.
Between that kind of withholding the truth and straight up lying, though.
It seems he is holding one thing back. Something that not really out of any particular desire to hide it, but because it's especially traumatic for him, but he is definitely holding something back that bothers him.
Tibbs isn't going to press it.
Alright.
Hey, Trigger?
Yeah?
We're gonna kill him, you know.
That's good.
Want me to throw a grenade? Want me to throw a grenade at him for you?
Throw a grenade at him for every pony.
Oh, I've got a list. I'm not sure I'm gonna have enough grenades.
One grenade for all of us will be enough, I think.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of names to write down on one grenade.
I think we'll understand, Flotsam. All right, is that all?
Yeah, if that's all you know, it's alright.
I hope that helps.
Mm-hmm.
That's stuff we didn't know before. Now we know some of his motivation. That's gotta help.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about any of you, but I think this is a good time that maybe we should go get some food.
Firelight, just real quick. I just realized when we were talking about Hokey Pokey earlier, and just to be completely honest with you, when you were away from the group working in the sick bay, we found out my parents are enclave. That's all. Just thought you should know, so that there's no secrets. I don't like keeping secrets.
Oh. Well, okay. Thanks for telling
No
me.
big deal, huh? Yeah, I think you're right. We should get some food.
Yeah.
Walk beside not Powder Keg, Firelight, and say, and just so you know, there's more he's not telling us, but I don't think it's anything bad. I just think it's something he doesn't want to talk about.
Alright. Thanks for letting me know.
All right, and you all head out of the sick bay and back towards Blinky's store to rest, eat, and consider your next course of action. And I think it's at this point that we'll say that's all, folks, for tonight.
All right, let's sign out.
This has been Fallout is Dragons.
Join us next week when we go on a high-speed chase through Skyfall trying to catch one of the executive's men.
Ponies.
Ponies.
They're still ponies.
All right, fine. I'll say it this time.
No, we're keeping this take.
Oh, well, are you gonna keep the tail end here on there too?
A little bit of the tail end.
Oh,
Well, that's all,
right.
folks.
Oh, that's all. I guess I have been thoroughly put down. So you know what? This is gonna stay in the end there because I'm gonna make sure Spud keeps it on there. So you know, you gotta listen to me ramble off on the end. Enjoy.
You don't own him. You don't control nothing.
You'd be surprised what I can cut off and cut out.
He can make you look like an idiot if he wants to.
He can make you look like an idiot too. And you know
You
what?
don't need to make me look like an idiot. I am an idiot.
You know who's trying to incur my wrath right now?
Who?
Me. No one actually. I'm not mad. I might keep this little clip as a side thing. I don't know.
I consider today a victory. I got Blinky to smile.
That was touching, yeah.
And then I got laid.
Woohoo!
Alright, stopping the recording.